Sometimes life gives you more pain than you think you can bear, and sometimes a single heartbeat, a tiny unborn child, becomes the only reason you keep going. Mayci Neeley, one of the most open and emotional stars of The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, has revealed a story that left fans speechless and in tears. In a heartbreaking new interview, she breaks down as she recalls the darkest chapter of her life, a moment when she almost ended it all until her unborn son saved her. This is the story of love, loss, and survival. The story of how Mayci Neeley turned tragedy into purpose, and how one little boy, not even born yet, became the reason his mother chose life. Before the fame, before the show, and long before the picture-perfect family she has today, Mayci was just a college girl searching for love, but what she found was trauma. In her upcoming memoir, Told You So, out October 7th, Mayci opens up about surviving an abusive relationship that forever changed her life. She was drugged, assaulted, and stripped of her innocence, a truth she had kept buried for years. It was supposed to be a time of freedom and fun, but instead it became a nightmare that haunted her. But then came Arik Mack, the boy who made her laugh again. She describes him as fun, goofy, and kind. The kind of love that feels like fresh air after a storm. At just 19, Mayci found out she was pregnant, scared but in love, and ready to start a family. Then, tragedy struck. When she was just 13 weeks pregnant, the love of her life, Arik, was killed in a car accident. In one instant, her entire world collapsed. The man she loved, the father of her unborn baby, was gone, and all she had left was a growing belly and a broken heart. In her interview with Entertainment Tonight's Deidre Behar, Mayci couldn't hold back her tears. She said she fell into a deep depression, haunted by grief, guilt, and unbearable loneliness. "I didn't want to be here anymore," she confessed. The pain was suffocating. Every morning felt like a battle. But one night, when those dark thoughts took over, she placed her hand on her belly and felt him, her baby boy. A heartbeat, a flutter of life, a reminder that she wasn't alone, that there was still a reason to keep breathing. "He saved me," she cried. "Hudson saved my life." Fans across social media flooded Mayci's comment sections with love and compassion. Many shared their own stories of grief and survival, thanking her for being so raw and honest. "You just saved someone else's life by sharing this," one fan wrote. Even her Secret Lives of Mormon Wives co-stars expressed admiration. "Mayci is one of the strongest women I know," one castmate said. "She's proof that healing is messy, but it's possible." The show's viewers, who once knew her as the bubbly, lighthearted mom, are now seeing the layers beneath the smile, the pain, the loss, the resilience. What most fans didn't know is that Mayci was completely alone during much of her pregnancy. She struggled to pay bills, to eat properly, and to stay emotionally stable. She says she would talk to her baby every night, telling him about his dad and how much he was loved already. Her memoir also reveals that she visited Arik's grave every week until Hudson was born. She promised Arik that their son would grow up knowing how amazing his father was. And when Hudson arrived, tiny, wide-eyed, and full of life, she says she could feel Arik's spirit in the room. Therapists and grief counselors who've followed Mayci's story say it perfectly highlights what's known as post-traumatic purpose. It's when people find a new reason to live through the ashes of their tragedy. One clinical psychologist told ET, "Mayci's experience is a powerful reminder that love can heal even the deepest trauma. Sometimes, that love comes from the child you're bringing into the world." Insiders from the SLOMW production team also say Mayci has become a quiet leader on set, someone others go to for advice and comfort. "She's the heart of the show," one crew member said. "She's lived through hell, but she still radiates light." Today, Mayci Neeley is happily married to Jacob Neeley, a man she calls her rock. Jacob stepped in when Hudson was just a baby, raising him as his own. Together, they've built a family of 5, welcoming 2 daughters, Harlow and Charlie, and planning for a 4th child soon. Mayci's message now is one of hope, that no matter how deep your pain runs, healing is possible. She uses her platform not just to entertain, but to inspire. Her bravery in telling her story has already touched thousands who have battled similar darkness. Her son Hudson, now 10, knows that he saved his mother's life. And that, she says, is the greatest bond a mother and child could ever share. Mayci's story echoes those of other public figures who've turned trauma into testimony. From Demi Lovato's mental health journey to Christina Perri's heartbreak after loss. But what makes Mayci's story stand out is her faith and family-centered courage. It's not a Hollywood story of fame and fortune. It's real, raw, relatable, a story of a small-town girl who lost everything and still found a way to live. As Told You So hits shelves, fans are preparing for an emotional read, a story of survival, of motherhood, and of the power of unconditional love. Mayci Neeley proves that no matter how broken life makes you, love, even the tiniest heartbeat, can put you back together again.